Hello, everyone. Welcome to another weekly webinar or bi-weekly or whenever we do them. All right, see, I'm failing already, Heather. It's been a minute and my brain just shut down.
That's
Um,
totally okay. I can't remember the last time I was here.
so I'm going to tell you, hi, my name is Glenn, and I'm going to hand it over to Heather, who hopefully is the intelligent one of the group today.
Well, we'll see about that. Like I said, it's been a while since I've been on screen. I'm just going to apologize in advance that I do have a 5-month-old puppy. So if I need to mute myself for a few seconds, he's currently outside, but he likes to go in and out and in and out and in and out. So um, hopefully it's not a complete disaster. But with that being said, we're going to jump into things. Hopefully you are already using your top producer CRM. We are here for the next hour, maybe hour and a bit. Make sure that this is your time. So if you have any questions, please now take this time to ask us. We try to cover almost everything. And in between that time, again, like if you have questions, please use that chat to ask away, and we'll show you how the product works.
Sounds good. So let me just move our pictures off that screen so I'm not distracted by it. So we do love to hear from you. Most of the time, Heather gives intelligent answers. I sometimes can actually coherently put a sentence together, but we do have the chat, and I do see that Bram has said hello from Laguna Beach.
Ooh.
You've got two of us here who are wishing we were on a beach right about now, but we will love to see your questions, concerns, and if you have anything that you need explained a little bit more, because we do have a lot to go over in this hour and a bit, or hour, but could go to an hour and a bit, let us know and we will jump back and go over it a little bit better. Right, Heather?
Absolutely. Laguna Beach sounds absolutely wonderful right now, but unfortunately, I don't think I know where it is, so I'm going to have to Google that. Is it Florida or Cal? I'm guessing it's somewhere south. That's what it sounds like to me anyway. I am we're both in Canada. I'm in Ontario. It's not freezing cold up here, but fortunately, I'm sitting in my home in the city. I'm not on a beach today. But we are 27 Celsius. What is that in Fahrenheit? I'm so bad at this. So
It's probably around 90, I think.
Celsius to Fahrenheit, I always have to check this. It's curiosity because it's just over 80 degrees here
Oh,
today.
80, sorry.
So where I am, but then with humidity probably feels like about 90. So that's usually how it works. Anyways, so yeah, let's dive in. Sorry if you feel like I'm going off a little bit here. We're hoping by now that you've already logged into your top producer. If you haven't, if you're new to this, hopefully you have a username and password. And if you do, you should have received an email shortly after you talk to your sales rep with a username and password. And it'll have the link there to bring you to your top producer CRM. If you don't have the link, you can just go to your web browser and type in crm.topproducer.com and put in your username and password. You can reset your password as well. Right beside where your login is, it does say forgot password. So that makes it a little bit easier for you as well. So once you log in for the first time, if you haven't logged in yet and you're logging in for the first time, you will also see a agreement. I think it's the agreement that comes up.
Yeah, it's called an end user license agreement. It's standard for every computer program, software, device you use, where if you're ever having trouble sleeping at night, give it a read because it's so full of legal jargon. It is, though, where we do mention a couple of very important points that I like to put in as key points. Number one, we do not sell your contact data to other advertising companies. It is there, it is secure. We do not sell your personal information to be advertised either. We want to keep that for ourselves so our sales team can keep bothering you and offering to sell new stuff to you. And lastly, it does go over the fact that with Top Producer and Market Snapshot, or TP Pro as we call it, that is a 1-year subscription. And with our Social Connect, which is our lead generation program, that's a 6-month subscription. What do you say, Heather?
Sounds great. So once you sign in there, we encourage you to start in your settings. I'm going to kind of quickly fly through the settings. The only reason for this is because for the most part, it is pretty standard and very easy to follow. If you're stuck on anything or anything is not adding, please let us know and we will help you with that. But Otherwise, go through your settings. Again, I'll quickly kind of fly through this, and then we're going to go over the fun stuff and how to use the CRM and some cool features. So when you log in, your settings you can either get to at the very bottom left corner, or you can also do it from the very top right corner where your photo should be located. And there's a drop down, and you're going to click on your settings. And once here, you have a column of a bunch of tabs, starting with my information at the very top. So you want to start by clicking on there and fill out this information. This page specifically, you really want to make sure that your time zone is correct, because anything that you put in for appointments or such is going to go based on your time zone. So that's really important. But anything on this information will also go into your market snapshot report. So you want to make sure, don't put in your home address where it asks for address. I would either put in your broker's address, and or if you work from home and you don't have a broker's address, maybe just put in your city and state. Don't worry about your street address. That's maybe too much personal information to be handing out to the public to see. Once you're done here, you're going to save your settings down on the very bottom right. Perfect. So you're going to go through these tabs. Notifications is a great one. If you do have any leads that come in from an online source, add the notifications. You can be reminded either by text and or by email, one or the other, totally up to you. Even for task reminders. I like this because I know my life's busy lately. It's kind of starting to go on the slow down a bit. Glenn knows all about this, but it's like I can finally breathe. But I still need to be reminded about any upcoming doctor's appointments or something I need to buy or whatever the case may be. I need to be reminded about things. So putting in your task reminders in here, when you have appointments in your top producer, you might need to be reminded about an upcoming appointment or phone call that you need to make, especially if it's really important. Do this, set it up, set up your task reminders.
Yeah, poor Heather got so busy there for a bit during the day. She'd sometimes say to me, "What am I supposed to be doing now? Because I've got 18 things on my mind right now." And I'm like, "Okay, well, it's number 19 that you weren't thinking of that you
It
got to
was
do."
like moving, new puppy, went on a trip. I was taking a university course. I don't know if there was anything else, and then working full time. And
No
now,
partridge in a pear tree.
yeah, right. Oh, we always like to be busy, but sometimes you need to just chill a bit. So,
Yeah, for
all
sure.
right. So the from here notifications, calendar sync, same thing. I get reminders from my calendar. So this is where all those lovely pop-ups come. You can sync your calendars between your top producer and your Gmail calendar or your Outlook calendar, whatever it is you use. Contact sync. If you do this and you have, say, a CSV file, you want to import contacts, please import your contacts first. It just saves from having to clean up a lot of mess and a lot of duplicates. So if you're going to do an import, do your import first and then do your contact sync. You don't have to do a contact sync. It's totally optional, but it does give you that option if you do want to do that. And then if you add anyone from your phone or like on your phone, say do your Gmail, it will automatically sync over to top producer as well. Import contacts. If you have a CSV file, you can go do that. Email integration is very important. You want to make sure that this is the email address, that when you email from here, this is the email address your customers see. They don't see anything to do with top producer. They only see the email that it's coming from. When you send an email from here, it's not coming from top producer server. It's coming from your, I'd say Gmail server. It's coming from your email server. So if you are a Gmail user, it will come from the Gmail server. So, which means if you send from here, you're going to have a copy of it here. You'll also have a copy of it in your Gmail. Another cool fact of that is if you do send from here, you'll be able to see if your customers have opened it or not. And am I missing anything?
Nope, you're getting that right. Do I hear a puppy dog trying to get attention in the background?
Oh, you can hear him. He's outside trying to get back in. Okay, I'll be
Yeah,
right back.
go ahead. So email integration, one of the advantages of this is you can actually add multiple emails. So you could put in your primary email that goes to your clients, but you could also put in one that you use for your vendors. And then you can choose which one is the default. And from there, you can also choose and create a signature for that specific email address. So as you can see, we only have the one in our little test account. And because both Heather and I are dog lovers, we made our fake account calling it the Puppy Paws Properties, just to have fun. So you can come in here and you can edit your signature. You'll have the ability to edit it as you need along here with the basic editing tools. You can even add hyperlinks, insert images, or use what we call as merge codes or templates. You can go through here and get the one you want. So let's say we want agent name on there. It just puts the name back in. All that can be done, taken care of, and you can do it, like I say, for multiple emails. And I see that Heather has come back, which means her little sausage dog has come back in.
Yes, I do have a wiener dog, or Frankfurter, if you want to call him. Frank, that's his name. We named him Frank. He is so cute, and he's also a handful. He ripped open a book today.
Look, oh no.
Book, yeah, that was a first.
Well,
He is a lot of work, but he's so much fun. He's so cute. But I'm telling you, it's a lot. As soon as Ryan gets home, I'm like, you're on puppy duty. I'm done for the night. All right.
for sure.
So we went over email signatures, lead providers, kind of goes along with notifications, except here you will have an address that you can put in. So if you have different leads that come in from another online provider and or a website, you can add this address on the back end and have your leads come directly into your CRM. So that's kind of neat there as well. And then with that being said, any leads that come in directly, you can set them up to have automated drip campaigns for the leads that come in right away, and they can get automated market snapshots sent to them right away. So yeah, making sure that this is turned on. So in that case, if you do have any leads that come in from online, go to your market snapshot report or tab, scroll all the way to the bottom and say, turn on this feature. So any leads that come directly in will get a market snapshot. As long as they come in with a name, email address, and a zip code, they will, or postal code, whoever's in Canada, they will automatically get that market snapshot. I did see a few comments here saying they're in BC, and I was like, oh, wine country, that would be so nice right now.
It is a beautiful area. It's about 4 hours away from me, using what's
Nice.
called the Coca-Cola Highway.
Well, it's about
And
a 4-hour flight away.
for you, it's about a 4.5, 5 hour flight. Yeah.
I'm in Ottawa, so nothing too fancy up here.
Yeah. Well, you could still fly to Kelowna and then get to Summerland. So it would be a nice trip, and it is beautiful country. You guys should go there instead of, every other part of the world. You should investigate Canada.
Did you notice them drinking out of my Paris mug again today? Because I
Yeah,
have
yeah.
straws. If you guys have ever seen me on Zoom, like from a while ago, you know that I have a love for Paris, and I'm waiting for my third trip back. All right. So next, after market snapshot, MLS credentials. This is very important. Hopefully you don't have a problem signing in here. You want to go to add MLS credentials, start typing in your board. It will populate, and then put in your username that you sign in. If you have any issues and you've tried a few times, please reach out to our live chat right away and get help with this.
Normally, live chat would be an icon here in the bottom corner. I will admit, our test account is used for me testing other things, because I do a lot of the senior level technician stuff and help fix things that our onboarding team runs into. So my account has been broken, abused, and misused. So you will normally see a little icon in the bottom right that looks like a speech bubble from the comics. Click on that, and you can talk to our 100% human, live, homegrown people, and
Homegrown
not
people.
artificial intelligence.
Yeah, we're not complete AI yet, or bots. If you don't see that chat, you can also go to the top right-hand corner where the drop down is there. You're going to go to support site. You can also get all kinds of information here. So if we're not here on, webinar day, or it's a couple of weeks, you need a refresher, you can get all kinds of info here, and go there for your chat now as well. Yeah. Chat now there, chat down there at the bottom. Yeah, exactly.
That's what the
Like I
icon
said,
should
Monday
look
to
like.
Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So anyone that's not sure, that is 10:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern Time.
You almost said Pacific again,
I
didn't you?
did. No, I'm in the East.
We know you too well.
All right. Team management. If you do have a team of other agents that you want to add to your top producer, exactly, you come here, add agent. If you don't have a team, then you can talk to our sales rep and they will help you out with that as well.
Okay, we have a question in chat, Heather.
Yeah.
Bram says, my MLS credentials failed. Any reason why? There is multiple ideas. If it's an alphanumeric code, try putting the letters all capitalized, or if need be, just try it with just the numerical portion. It depends on how the roster we were given by your MLS has them. And if you go through those and it still doesn't work, please reach out to our support team. They'll get you taken care of. As we said, it is on the chat to start. If for some reason they can't help you, we do have other people who are live again who will call you and make sure it gets taken care of.
A lot of
Those are the
times it
questions.
is uppercase.
Yeah,
Uppercase. Yeah.
cool.
Can you guys hear that squeaking?
No, the squeaking's not good. You playing with one of his toys?
Yeah, how could you hear his barking outside and not his squeaking inside? Yes.
I don't know. It just, the
All
barking
right.
came through.
Texting, now this is optional, but if you do want to set this up. Now, not sure what it is in Canada. I know you can add it now, but I do know in the States that it has to go through the FCC. Something communication, sorry, but anyways, it goes
Rural
through them.
communications. Yeah.
Yes, for approval, they have to approve it. So once you do register it, it's kind of out of our hands until the FCC approves it. This is if you are in the States. Otherwise, if you're in Canada, who approves it? Does anyone approve it on our end?
It goes through the carriers and
The cell phone carriers.
yeah,
Okay.
just the cell phone carriers. We don't have the government regulation was put into the cell phone carriers, so they already have the information for that.
Perfect. And then UI settings is just user interface settings. We don't, this is something you can go back to later once you feel comfortable using the program. You can change some colors of the types and such. And nothing that you need to go in there to actually set up to use your CRM. And then Zillow Connect is if you are a Zillow Premier agent, you can do the Zillow Connect and that will bring over your Zillow leads as well as any new leads coming in will come directly into your CRM here as well.
Cool.
All right. So now we've quickly, went through the settings really quickly. Take over, Glenn.
I'm taking over. Okay. So then we have the follow-up options. So one of those things that is important about having your CRM is because you have it here to follow up with your contacts, whether it be the brand new contacts you have or some that you've had for a while and you want to make sure that you don't lose touch. So for that, we have a couple of ways that are going to make your life easier. And I have a feeling that Heather is bringing in a special guest star for the video. So is Frankfurter going to go over all the follow-up?
Frankfurter is being a little monkey, so that's putting it nicely. So I thought if I held him, I can keep him quiet for a little bit. So we're gonna go with follow-up coach together.
Everybody's just going to be engaged with the puppy, and you and I could just cease to exist. Now you realize that.
Well, he is cute though.
Yes. Okay, so I'll let you take over the talkie, and I will be the Muppet again.
So follow-up coach, one of the best ways or one of the main reasons and best things to be using for your CRM is following up with your clients. You don't want to just work with them once and let them go because all these clients that maybe you helped buy a house might come back to you later down the road as a seller and or as a referral, or like a repeat customer again, right? So you always want to be following up with your contacts. Make sure that everything's going well with them. So sorry. They said this is like having kids, I tell you. So there's a couple different ways that you can follow up and we're going to show you. So one of the easiest ways is the follow-up coach. So this is if like you don't have any drip campaigns ready, you're just not even sure who to reach out to. The follow-up coach is always going to give you on the homepage here. It's always going to give you 3 contacts to follow up with. You can also get to the follow-up coach straight from the contacts page and you can go to the follow-up coach tab. And this will give you 5 contacts to follow up with. Very easy. And follow-ups can be absolutely anything. It can be an email, it can be a text, it can be a phone call. Maybe you even actually saw the person recently out in public and you just need to make a note on their page. But following up is key to keeping that customer. to gaining more customers, to getting that customer as a repeat customer. Maybe they want to buy a vacation home. You want them to come back to you, right? So these are all great things to do. So follow-up coach is just one of them. And here Glenn is showing you how easy it is to follow up. You make your note. A follow-up usually works into another follow-up. So for example, maybe you were on the phone with them and they said, hey, great, like, yeah, let's get together. I want to looking at listing my house or something, or whatever the case may be. So, you know, you go from like having a phone call to having a meeting in person, or a coffee or something or other. So then you're going to put those notes in and then create another follow-up.
Now, just for transparency, I do need to let you all know everybody in this account is a fake person.
Yes.
I've had the system create fake people, so nobody here is real, and I'm not going to be sending information to real people. I just like to get that out there in ahead of time.
Mhm.
Okay.
I think I spoiled my dog a little too much.
Yeah, you want to come back to work here for a second, Heather?
So apart from the follow-up coach, I like this other one. I don't know how often it gets used, but I think it's really neat. And the reason why I like this is because you can kind of decide who you want to follow up with and how often. So let's just go to our new tab, for example. So you can do this, and you can see that Glenn's already done this. So you can do this for each tab, and this is why one of the reasons why I like it, because each status of your customers can have a different amount of time that they're going to need follow-ups with. So new, for example, would be any contacts that come directly in to your CRM from online. And this just means chances are you've had 0 contacts with these customers. Then you have engage, future, active, and close. So engage your customers that you're currently chatting to right now. You're in communication with them, but at this point, you're still unsure if they're a hot or a cold lead. From engage, they would usually go into the future. Future means they are not ready to buy or sell right now, but they will be in the future. This is a great place to see what Glenn has done here with the follow-up. So for example, you can choose how often you want to follow up with these customers. Right at the very top, above all your customers, it says follow-up reminder, and you can choose how many days. So for each tab, you can choose a different day. So I would be following up with your active customers more frequently than you would be your future contacts. So that's what I really like about this. You get to be the deciding factor here, is how often you want to reach out. So active, we list them as the customers that you're currently active with. Maybe you're showing them listings or helping get their place ready to list. And you want to, every 5 days, you want to reach out to them. Exactly. And so you're going to notice that if it's overdue, it means like it's past that 5 days that you want to be in contact with them. Yellow means it's time to follow up. And then if it's in white, like you'll see in this section here, it means that you're good. You don't need to follow up with them right now. You've recently followed up with them, so good to go. So that is another way. And then of course, there is the drip campaigns, which you can just send out plans to customers, and you have those automated emails that get sent out sometimes weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, depending on how often you want to send emails out to your customers. So that is also another way.
Very cool.
I think we did the follow-up pretty good, and no questions. Now, following up, this is one of my favorite parts. I think this is very important, and I feel like you should probably almost actually do this before following up, because having your types and your tabs customized is going to get you organized, and this is what's going to make it easy to follow up with your customers. So I think organization is key. It keeps you on top of everything. It saves you time at the end of the day. So, and be creative. Use, again, what works for you. And one of the best things that I really like about Top Producer is that you can be, it's customizable to you. You don't have to use just what we have in there. You can create your own types. So I think that's very important, because every realtor is slightly different. You're all in different areas. Some realtors I've talked to are also landlords and they have tenants. Some are strictly new builds or deal mostly with new builds. Lots of different realtors I've talked to have different I don't know what's that word I'm looking.
Specialties?
Specialty. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Specialties, exactly. So use these types to create using with your specialties. So let's go and give them some examples on how to do this. I feel like I'm just talking in overdrive here. All
That's
right.
cool. So why don't I take over for a couple of moments and I'll show you one here. So I've got these people here in the center and they've got a type of fake contacts. Again, that's just me covering my tail for not getting strikes on YouTube because we do share these on YouTube. But let's say I want to make these 5 people a new contact type. So what I can do, oh, hang on, let me do this a little slower. You'll notice I click their names here, and you can do it by just clicking in the box, or if you click, let's say I click this one here and then I go down a few, I can shift click and it'll include all of them. So I went from 5 to 10, super easy. Now I want to give these people a tag. So we're going to click on contact types because contact types are just tags. We are going to call these one Frankfurter's clients because Frank's involved today. So we'll do that. And then I'm going to add the contact type. And right off the bat, you can see right here, we have that. Now, here's the other advantage of doing this. If I click on that contact type, it's going to bring up a search of just those 10 people. So now I have them, and I know these are all Frank's contacts. And now I need to tell him that he hasn't reached out to any of these people since the 1st of May. So Frank, get on it. You're slacking, buddy.
He wouldn't think so, but
yeah, you're slacking, bud. So that's a great way to be able to keep people. And the advantage of being able to just click on it. So if I click on fake contacts, this is going to take a bit because all 505 people in here are fake. But you can notice that any different ones. So military families, a lot of people work with military families to help them relocate when they're changing bases or being redeployed. And also if there is a change in their status, a lot of times they have to relocate. So some people specialize in that. Whatever you specialize in, make sure you put it in here. And you'll notice I have done different colors using the UI settings as Heather had mentioned. So there we go. And it looks like the dog is causing Heather a little bit of a headache, so I will continue on with this for a second. So these are a great way to follow up. And then you can also, as she mentioned, you can add drip campaigns. So drip campaigns in our system are known as task plans. So this here is a task plan. We have them. And this one here is a seller prospect plan. So you'll see here, it goes over 365 days. It has a bunch of emails, has specific calls to action for you to do something like set up a market snapshot report, and then also make phone calls. So the best way to add one of these is, let me go back to my contacts. I have the selected, these 6 selected, and then I can click here on apply a task plan. I find the one I want, I attach it, and then I hit apply plan. That can be applied to all of them, and then every day that you have something on there, it will automatically go out, or if it is a task for you, you will be reminded of it. What do you say, Heather? Did I explain that well?
perfect.
I bet you could have done better.
It's okay. I really love using the types, not only just specialties, you could, like a lot of it, you can relate just to the market, but one of the biggest things is really just staying in front of your customers. So sometimes you kind of run it like, what am I going to say? Right. So you'll probably see one of our types, which I love, is dog lovers. Of course, I love because I've got 2 dogs and they are my everything. So yeah. So for example, you have thousands of contacts and you easily have like minimum 200 people that are dog lovers, right? Like this is just an idea. And a new dog or a new pet store opens up in town. You can be the first to email them. And like, again, you're putting your name out there like, hey, just wanted to give you a heads up. Like this new pet store opened up in town and thought you'd be interested because maybe when I met with you and you were looking for a home that suited Sam or what, your dog. I'm just kind of throwing something out here, but you can use these types for absolutely anything. Dog lovers, boat lovers, maybe you have retirees, like you said, military families. absolutely anything. It doesn't just have to be buyers and sellers. That's why I really like that this is very customizable. And being in wine country, wine lovers. So all sorts of different things that you can come up with. Sports fans, all different things you can come up with just for as an excuse to kind of target your customers and reach out to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's as easy as just clicking on them, clicking on the email icon, choosing one of our templates or one you've created, or just doing a new one. Put in the subject, and then, like I say here, words and such, and then hit send group email. And it will go out. And because you're sending it out of Top Producer, you can track it because of the fact that we put a little bit of a tracking token on it. So you'll be able to see when it's delivered, if it's been read, or if it hasn't been read. So you'll know when it gets there and whether people are reading your emails or just leaving them there unread, which I need to check my personal email because it's got a lot of stuff unread.
I should probably plug you guys in so I don't lose you.
Oh, was your computer running out of juice?
No, I just realized it was unplugged and I didn't want it to get to that point. So, all right. So other than using types, again, you can also create tabs. I don't know if we quickly showed you this one. So if you have some types that are like your big, important favorite types, like maybe you have an ABC list, whatever it is, you can create your own tabs across the top. Also, those tabs across the top, you can click and drag them and put them in any order you want, which I think is really cool. Because again, every customer works differently or every agent works differently. So here, click on this manage tabs. You can create your own, and maybe you want to call this A-list customers or just A-list. And you can put whatever types that you've created that are your important ones under your A-list. And yeah, just like an exact, obviously, dog lovers and stuff. These are all just examples, but it shows you how easily you can create that tab. So now if you just need to contact all these people, like, these are your go-to people, so you're contacting them more often, you can just come to this tab, select them all, and send them all an email at the same time. Please use this to make your life easier. And if this tab is no longer important to you, or maybe you made something, you're like, yeah, I don't want to use this anymore, you can just click on it, drag it up or down, and let it go, and it will ask you if you want to delete it. You are not deleting the contacts that are in that tab. You're only deleting the tab that you created. Your contacts will still be there in the all tab. Awesome. So I saw that you were going to property insights, which is one of my other favorite ones, because again, that's just a way to stay organized. So let's go and have a look at your property insights. This, however, can only be used if you do have your MLS connected. So your MLS credentials in your settings is set up. Hopefully, Bram, you're able to get that set up by now. Please let us know if you're still having problems with that. So property insights is good for you. No, I'll call. Okay. Call in or even go to our chat. They can help you really quickly as well. And let them know, just say like, I've tried and it's not adding. So for property insights, this is good for you to, nice. This is for you to stay organized. It's also for buyers only, so not for sellers. But if you do work with a lot of buyers, I know can imagine, not know, but I can imagine how time consuming it can be, because this is their biggest investment they're ever going to purchase. So a lot of people are probably likely very picky, and it might take a while trying to find them the right house. So property insights is just a list of all the homes that you showed them. And maybe right now you jot it down in your notebook, maybe you have papers somewhere of your print offs, but this is just an easy way to do it. And we'll get there after, but you can add Top Producer X to your cell phone. So when you're showing them the property, you can be making these notes and not have to worry and wait till you get back to the office to do it. So for example, I know here Glenn is looking up some properties that he can add. So you can do this by MLS ID. You can also do it by address. Awesome. So he found one here that he's going to add. You have interest, and there's a drop-down menu. So inquired on, interested in, not interested. You showed it to them, made an offer, offer rejected. So you have different interests that you can select. We can say shown. Let's say save property insight. And one of my favorite parts about this is the notes, because your notes are going to be like, what day and time did you show them? Because maybe that's important to document that. I know documentation, especially on transactions like this, is important. And as Glenn is making these notes, amazing view, customer loves the greenery as well. And
I'm
now,
changing it to
I don't
client
know,
because
sorry?
I changed it to client because they're a client for them, not a customer. Well, it could be a customer, but I think client sounds better.
Now, I don't know about you all, but I constantly am watching like House Hunters International or anything to do with like some kind of flipping houses, this and that. Anyways, you see them saying they like this and they don't like that, not enough bedrooms, not enough bathrooms. This kitchen needs to be updated. This is where you can make all your detailed notes because you're going to get to know your customer really well by having these notes available to you. You can also add contacts. So if there's a couple contacts that you showed this property to, you can put that in there as well. Gracie, this is my other dog. And then we're going to go save. By the way,
She's
she's on the couch behind me on her back with all fours up in the air. So she's comfy, hasn't made a noise.
Gracie reached out to me with interest. Sorry.
So this is one way. And what I really like about creating these notes is that now that note that you just made, you're going to see on your dashboard under most recent notes with the address. You're also going to see it under the notes in the column here. Again, same thing. That's one of the things I really love about it. I just love how it kind of all connects well together. Then if we go back to that property, because, you know, apparently this customer really liked this property and they want to make an offer. So if we go from shown to made offer, now we can go and add the transaction rate after. So it's just nicely is like in line with the steps that you need to do.
Yeah. It
I'm not
makes
going to go over the transactions so much today, but it's pretty simple. You click on there, it'll bring up the form and you just fill it in as needed. All right.
Yep. Cool. Let's see what's next. Snapshot. This is one of my favorite tools. It takes away the need to do CMAs almost because of the fact this can be used as a weekly, bi-weekly, quarterly CMA that you send to your client where you find either the zip code or postal code they want to buy in, or you can do one where it's directly from their property so they can see what's for sale or what the area is looking like. So let me just go over here and I am going to find recent. I thought I had opened up Gracie, so let me open up Gracie here. Do that. And then we're going to go over to snapshots here. Now you can do this from either snapshots on the contact or from the marketing tab over on the far left. What I always recommend to do is, let's say, oops, 98230. We're going to use that as the zip code again. So we're just going to go in here and we'll put this in here. Now, one of the very, very first things I do is after I let the system get ready to accept input, I put the zip code in, and then I will always go down to the very bottom and click on this button that says Preview Listings. There is, as I like to say, a madness to my method. This allows you to know how many listings are available. So right now in that specific zip code, we've got 246 listings. I know this area because my mother-in-law lives there and my wife and I go down quite frequently. So I see all the for sale signs. Their inventory is high. So we don't want to send 246 listings to somebody. Our system will make it just 100, but that's still a lot too. So then you can go back to the form, and this is where you all would know more about this than Heather and I ever will, but search criteria for clients. You want 3 beds and 2 baths. You put that in, then you can preview it again. And this just tells you how much changes are done. And that took like 2 out.
So
But you get the point.
One of the things that I like to add in here when I'm showing my customers how to use this is that when you're working with a buyer, hopefully by now they would have been pre-approved or they at least have an idea of what they might be pre-approved for. So I would put that in for a max price because you're not going to send your customers every single listing. If I could only be approved for 500 and you're sending me $1 million homes, that's kind of a bummer. right? Also, you don't want to have them running for the hills. So you kind of want to probably keep it within about 20 listings, give or take, that you want to send your customer because they're looking for homes that are going to be match their credentials, what's good for them. You can even go, I usually keep styles out of it, but you can even go down to whether it's a single family home or maybe your customer is specifically looking for townhomes only. So you do have that option to put in here as well. And now you have nothing. Apparently there's no townhomes within that price range.
There actually isn't. They're pretty expensive townhomes in that area. West
Also,
Coast.
another thing that I highly suggest as well is that you will notice when you're sending this, and I've had agents say to me before, oh, well, I don't want to send them the solds. Yes, you want to send them the solds. And the reason for this is because it's a market snapshot. It's showing you what the market looks like. So if you take the solds out of there, it's going to say how many days on market. It's going to say 0 days on market, 0% sold because you've taken the solds off. So the market just looks wrong. And it doesn't like, I mean, if somebody wants to buy in that area and they see a terrible market like that, probably will defer them from wanting to do that. So again, this is what you're going to see. So average sold price, it would say 0. Average days on market would say 0 if you took the sold ones off. But for example, looking down here, you've got new, for sale, sold, pending, and expired. You can click on the sold, the 20 sold, and it will eliminate it from this view. So you don't have to scroll through the 20 sold. Exactly. Anything that you click on here, any of these homes, it shows you all the details that you also see on the MLS. And you'll see all the photos. You can toggle through them. It'll show you the details, the property details of the home. So lots of good information, and also sending these to your customers. When they're clicking on these, you can see their activity. So one thing that I'm going to show you to watch out for is, say when you send, maybe you've sent out 50 market snapshots, right? You can go to the market snapshots in the marketing tab on Top Producer, and you can scroll through. It's going to show you the ones that have just sent, and then also the ones that have viewed. So your list here might be a lot longer than ours. I'm guessing you're using a different account than the one I think you are.
No,
No?
no. We've only. I remember I reset it, and it's still. I still broke it.
Yes.
I
But
need to reset it again.
if you've already sent out market snapshots, this is where you want to come to. So you want to go to marketing on the left-hand side. And then you're going to go to market snapshots on the top. And this will show you all the market snapshots you sent, like who you sent them to. And then you can click right on there. It'll show you their activity. So this is good because you obviously want to reach out to your customers that have a lot more activity looking at these market snapshots. So again, it just kind of is like, hey, you know what? This person's really interested. I'm going to give them a call, right?
All right. Great explanation. I really, really do like this software. I like to play around with it too and just see what homes in that area are so I can wishfully think of being able to purchase that 5 million one looking over the ocean, even though I know that's not happening anytime soon. But, you know, we all have our dreams, right? So the next thing, new features.
Oh, did they release that yet?
Nope.
Okay.
So
So
we don't
if
have
you,
anything new, but however, if you ever want to click on what's new here in the bottom corner, it'll show you what is new and actually give you a preview of what we're working on.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
If you go there,
hopefully,
does it say anything or it doesn't say anything?
um,
Oh,
not really. Just
okay. Nothing yet.
no, nothing big and important yet. But that's one of our favorite parts of the webinar is when we get to showcase new stuff. But unfortunately, you'll have to tune in again in the future for new stuff.
Yes. And feedback, I think, is really great too. Feedback, I don't know if you use it enough, but it's like a voice for you to speak to what you want to see added to your CRM. Lots of people have already given feedback. So if you see that suggestion already in there, give it a likes, give it a thumbs up. The more people interested in our development team will take more notice in that. They want to see people wanting it. If there's only 1 or 2 people that are interested, that's probably going to go to the bottom of the pile. So if it's something you're really interested in, please give it a thumbs up or add it in here.
Yeah. One of the key things is like right here, the homepage or dashboard that we have, when we originally released Top Producer X, it just automatically went to your contacts. People said they would like to have a dashboard to land on to see their daily tasks, their follow-up coach, and their new contacts. We heard, our developers heard and listened, and we got this created. And again, this is based on feedback from users like yourselves. So please, please click on feedback, abuse our developers and our leadership staff, make them read a lot of these and implement these things for you. You
And
guys are the ones who make the software run. We are just the geeks that make it.
And one of the things that I really like about this homepage, again, it goes along with customization because this way that it's laid out, you know, at the very bottom, if you scroll down, we have transactions. Well, maybe transactions is more important to you and you want to see it when you first come onto your page. So you can just edit the layout and move any of these boxes around the way you see fit. That works again for you and your company. You can kind of, you know, change the boxes. There you go. When you are happy with the layout, make sure you save it. Because if you just kind of get out of there, it will go back to the original. But yeah, again, change it the way that works for you.
Yeah, perfect. So no more questions on that. Let's see let's talk about Social Connect, which is our official top producer inquiry generation system.
I almost thought you were going to say it's our favorite.
Well, we love everything. We say we throw favorites so much. I was trying to not say that, but what we have here is honestly from feedback from customers over the years. They've always wanted leads. Now, we didn't want to do leads the same way everybody else did. So we did a lot of checking and found out one of the best ways to catch people nowadays is through social scrolling. So we all know that the world shut down for a few months back and everybody basically lived in their social media just to do anything. That has led to people still doing that. So instead of just scrolling through and looking for the latest, sourdough recipe, people are able to scroll through and see ads. Now, I'm still trying to get my wife's phone to hear my voice and start showing her ads for all the things I tell it I want. But like my devices from Amazon and my iPhone, whenever I talk, it sometimes listens and then all of a sudden I start seeing ads for that on my socials. Anybody that is looking for anything in the way of social, or not social media, real estate in cities that you choose, 5 cities, they will get ads with your listings and your solds. And we take care of all the ad creation. It has a spot on it, a call to action where they say learn more, and it fills out the form for them. Yes, they can make adjustments. We can't just automatically say you're not allowed to change things. So as with anybody who's done leads before, you may get a request from Mickey Mouse saying that he wants to move out of the castle. So there's no guarantee in leads, unfortunately. But we will start working on them, and we will spend 4 months nurturing that client. We will have some ideas and spots there for you guys to reach out and give them a call. But we do this over email and text. And once they're engaged, you guys get to step up and do the magic that has made you the successful realtors you are, and then turn it from an inquiry into a lead and finally a client.
Also,
Quick and
another way to
easy.
look at this is like a data, like just building your database. Not so much like leads, like Glenn said, they could be anything from a buyer, a seller. I call them looky-loos because people are always browsing before they're buying. They could be even renters. So for example, I actually had an agent recently sign up for Social Connect. Works out really well for him because he's also a landlord. I'm like, oh, that's great because you might get renters in here too. So it kind of is a win-win for him. He might get buyers, he might get renters. You can get you really can, but it does target the people that you get to choose the cities, and it targets people that are already looking at the market. And then, like Glenn said, we do the nurturing as in emails already sent out on our behalf, texts, and market snapshot reports. And all you need to do is pick up the phone and call them. You can, I think this was Glenn was going through about where you can make the changes. So you can make changes to the emails going out and or to the text. You can put your own branding in there if you want to say. But apart from that, the ads are created solely on your listings that pull directly from MLS. So yeah.
Let's see. So here's as Heather promised before, how to get Top Producer on your phone.
Yay. So if you haven't already, you can add Top Producer to your cell phone. It's very easy. This is actually a screenshot on my cell phone I took. I have an Android. So if you do have an Android, Samsung or whatever you're using, you can go to any browser that you like to use. I go to Chrome and I type in crm.topproducer.com and this will come up. Once this comes up for an Android, you'll see these 3 little dots in the top right corner. You click on there and then it says add to home screen. So essentially it's kind of like having an app. It's very similar. You just add it there and you have that easy click and it brings you right here to your sign in. But like when you're out again with the customer, showing them the homes, you can be putting those notes into Property Insights while you're physically with that customer and not have to wait till you get back to the office. Or even if you're out and you meet somebody and they're, hey, I'm looking for a realtor, and you're like, let me get your details. You can add them right to your Top Producer right there on the spot and give yourself a reminder to send them a market snapshot report or something like that.
Yep. And if you happen to be on an iPhone like I am, you would just go into Safari, and it does have to be through Safari because of the way Apple handles things. Once again, go to crm.topproducer.com. And then on the very bottom, you're going to see a little box with an arrow pointing up, and that will tell you you can go there and add to your home screen. And again, the advantage of doing this is you have direct access to your contacts and your clients. You don't have to make sure that the app is up to date from the App Store or the Apple Store. You don't have to make sure that the database that's online is also updated with the database on your phone. The downside of that, of using that style with an app, is you have to have all that stuff up to date. And if you have a slower internet connection where you are, it can take a while to update. If you just go to the website through this mobile friendly website, you're set. And even on a slower internet, you're still going to get your stuff done super fast.
Absolutely. We did have a question here. Social Connect is another fee on top of Top Producer. Every other feature we showed you, I think we went over everything else, is included in Top Producer, but Social Connect is another fee.
Yep.
If that is something you're interested in, let us know and we can have someone reach out to you about that. There are different packages, different levels you can get to how many leads you want coming in. Just a heads up, there is a 6-month contract on the lead program. So if that's something you want to try, let us know. We can have someone reach out to you.
Yep. One of our sales reps would be super happy to reach out and help you out.
Absolutely.
But with that, we do like to let you know that even when we're not running these webinars, or even when our support team is not available, we are not going to leave you folks hanging. We have enough resources online that you'll be able to find quick answers and hopefully get you in the right place. But again, if it doesn't work out, we will be there for you. We do have our support site at support.topproducer.com. On this page, which I'm going to bring up over here, support site, you will see that we have the ability to find videos and video library, getting started guides and how-to guides, links to our webinars, and even up here, we've got a schedule for our webinars. You can also go to previously recorded versions. The most recent version will always show up on the page. So like I click here, you can see the most recent version that we had up on YouTube. We also have blogs. We have our blog at topproducer.com/blog. This is not just about Top Producer. Yes, it will have a lot of stuff about our products and our offerings, but it will also have latest industry news and information we've got from other realtors who don't mind us putting it out there. It is there just to help and look after you. Next, we have our YouTube page, which this video will be up on later today. You just go to youtube.com/topproducersoftware and you can see all of our videos that we have. Some are pretty cool, some are pretty fun. And Heather and I, one of these days, we're going to get around to doing a blooper reel just so that we can have that up there. I keep saying that, but I haven't done it yet.
It might all be about Frank.
Oh yeah, it'll be Frank. Well, no, Gracie was in a few, so we might get Gracie as well. Yeah. I don't think
Grace is
Leia's
my
ever been in one.
well-behaved puppy dog. Well, she's going to be almost 4, and so
Yeah.
she's pretty good.
Yeah. Then lastly, we have our Facebook group at facebook.com/group/top producer software. Now, as always, customer care team is live chat or email. Like we said, go down to the bottom right in all of our products or to the support site and click. Sorry, yeah, the support site, my brain stopped mid-sentence again. That's what, 4 times today already, Heather? You can click on the live chat, or if you want, you can email us at support@topproducer.com. And lastly, if you're looking for one-on-one support, we do have a concierge program that if you go to, let me go here, it's topproducer.com/onboarding. You can get information on how to set up an appointment with myself or Heather or one of our other 2 amazing reps, Evan or Jordan.
I forgot about that. Yes, and concierge is great because usually you get to meet with us about 3 times, one-on-one. We help get you set up. And if you were to purchase something like Social Connect, then we're there to help you get set up as well. Make sure that everything's running smoothly and you feel comfortable using your CRM. So
I love it. Her title is onboarding specialist, and she forgot about onboarding.
just one of those days.
It's a day that ends in Y. Well,
All right.
that, as we like to say, that's a wrap. Thank you very much for joining us today. I hope the chaos that is Heather and I was enjoyable, at least for you, and that hopefully you learned something from it. But one of the best pieces of advice we could give anybody, keep using the CRM. Go in daily, take a look, poke around. We do want to make this better. We do need to have people that are using it and giving us that feedback. And we are constantly trying to update and add new items.
Absolutely.
So keep an eye, look in the program, and you'll see the things you need and the things you want.
Awesome. Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll see you again in a couple weeks.
All right, everybody have a great day. And again, everything in here, all the names we used were fictional and they're not associated with anybody living or dead.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone. Have a good day.
Bye.